say
You're on my mind, I think about you all the time. Said it's alright, held hands then we crossed the line. I was blind, you say your love is hard to find. I read your sign, it's everlasting, take your time. Lips looking like wine and dine. I swear you get me every time. I fell for you when we were friends. I fell for you, won't fall again. I said I need to go, you want me to stay. Tonight I start again with my playlist. I want you and you and you and you and only you. I want you and you and you and you and only you. We can be together in another way. My life is in the music, so I let it play. I want you and you and you and you and only you.
It's on you.
Go, Marvin, go. Sorry.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, beautiful humans of the internet around the world. Wherever you are, whether in your backyard, in your living room, in your bedroom, having a drink or some tea, welcome to hashtag Virtual Vibes, our debuted global digital music and film festival. Shout out to Marvin Carter, everyone, for that amazing performance of On the Sunny Side of the Street by Jimmy McHugh. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much. We know these are difficult times right now in America and around the world and with the injustice that is happening. But I want to tell you something. We are here to uplift you. We are here to uplift every single Black and brown artist, every person of color, every artist of color in America, and bringing you the best in what we do. I am your host, Jad Evangelo Nasser, a Lebanese-born Haitian Palestinian digital filmmaker and media professional. And here's my wonderful co-host, Miss Amanda Bariz, who will be giving you a mesmerizing performance tonight. You can follow her on Instagram at Amanda Bariz. And our lovely, wonderful, cute Q&A moderator for tonight, Texas native journalist, Miss Penny Anasi, known for her work with local hip hop and underground artists, and also host of For Your Thoughts podcast.
Again, thank you for tuning into hashtag Virtual Vibes, a Muse Methods production sponsored by Puda's House, a nonprofit dedicated to empowering inner city youth with art, media, and business literacy. I'm so glad to be joined by Jad Evangelo as your co-host and bringing you such a diverse set of performances tonight. We do ask all of our audience members to take into consideration a few hashtag virtual rules of engagement.
So a couple more housekeeping rules. Audience, if you have any questions for the artist, all you have to do is click the Q&A button at the bottom of your webinar screen. And if you're streaming from YouTube, all you have to do is simply write your question in the comment section, but make sure that you include your IG handle because the artist will be reaching out to you directly. And if you love any of the artists, which I'm sure you will, and want to learn more about them, we will be sharing all of their information at the end of every single performance. And for those of you tuned in via Zoom, you might see this pesky little box like roaming around your screen. Just click the blue X and it'll completely go away.
Well, ladies, I think we have quite the show tonight, for real. So we have talents from around the country and around the world. We have filmmakers, performance artists, entrepreneurs, and culinary chefs from Nigeria, Lebanon, Haiti, Colombia, Panama, and Puerto Rico, bringing you the best in what they do. First up, bringing you African realness, storytelling, and narrative into her craft and her business, Touch of a Queen. Everybody, please welcome Nigerian entrepreneur Mobasinyola Ashan Paula.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mobasinyola Ashampala Randall. I am the owner of Touch of a Queen. Touch of a Queen is a brand that seeks to dispel the negative narrative of Africa being the dark continent. And we do so through our fashion, arts, events, and social media. So be sure to follow us. We actually are experiencing our milestone year. 2020 marks 5 years since we've been in business. So in 2015, we started off as an African head wrap company. I'm Nigerian, specifically from the Yoruba tribe, and our traditional headgear is called the gele. And I've always been captivated by how beautiful it is. And I wanted to bring that regalness to everyday life. So that's how I started Touch of a Queen. And 5 years later, here we are with all these beautiful prints behind me, as well as some of the 2020 launches that I'm currently wearing today. I'm currently wearing one of our 2020 launches, the Olamide crop top, as well as matching earrings and headbands. You'll see with all of my pieces, they're named after African names from all over the diaspora, all over the continent. Olamide is a Nigerian name. Yoruba, it's named after my little sister, and it means that my wealth has arrived. So the tradition of naming African children and prophesying over their lives, I have brought to my fashion brand. So if you follow me on social media, or if you go to my website, before you purchase anything, I always put the meanings of the name so that people can identify with them and we can pay homage to them in that way. So here we are, 5 years later. I started producing and sourcing right here in New York, but then we grew to the opportunity to produce and source in Nigeria, which is so important to me and I'm so proud of, because it continues to show that the African continent can produce quality fashion and do things that the rest of the world can enjoy and do it well. So I'm really proud of that. I'm gonna show you some of the things that we started with. Head wraps. I always love teaching head wrap tutorials. So in 2015, I started head wrap tutorials with Touch of a Queen, just to show people how easy it is to get that beautiful regal look. So I can do it in less than a minute. So what I'm doing is just folding it in half, making it real easy, coming from the back of my head up, coming to the front, tying right over my fro one time, and a second time just to make sure it's real nice and tight. Coming around to get that beautiful knot. Coming the other way, and there we go. And so the beautiful thing about this head wrap is its name is Rotundo. It's the name from the South African tribe Shona. It means to believe and have faith. However, the print is native to Ghana. It is inspired by the Kente print of Ghana. So my prints are primarily West African, but we're always celebrating the whole continent. So celebrating Black beauty and inviting everyone, whether you're Black, non-Black, wherever you are in the world, to experience our narrative and our stories from our point of view. So thank you, Virtual Vibes, for having me today. And I hope all the colors is brightening up everybody as we're having a tough time all over the world. Thank you.
Hey, girl.
Hey.
Good to see you again, and thanks for showing me how to do the wrap, because some people don't know how to do it, and it's like actual art to it. So thanks for showcasing that.
Of course.
So your work is so beautiful. The bonnet is actually my favorite because it's big and can like have all my hair in it. Yeah, right. I need to get one immediately. So, but nowadays we see a lot of people starting brands, clothing lines, businesses. I want to know, like, what was the hardest part of like starting a business, and also what was the most rewarding part of like having your own business, and like what lessons did you learn along the way?
Well, the hardest part about starting a business, honestly, is the growing pains, because you are so excited about your idea, so excited about bringing it to the world, and sometimes it takes the world a little while to catch up. So maintaining your encouragement during those times, is really difficult. So I've been doing this for 5 years, and some years are better than others. Last year I wanted to give up, but just being reminded of what it is that I wanted to do. And so that is also the same answer of what's the most rewarding. One of the most rewarding things has been meeting people who I get to share my brand story with, and who fall in love with it and share it with other people and send people to me, especially since the industry has changed so much. There's a lot of fast fashion with African fashion, and a lot of bigger brands are using our prints, but not really giving us the credit. So people who want to participate in the story that I'm presenting and that authenticity is really great.
Yeah. And like you've been doing it for 5 years. So before it was kind of a thing, before the whole, Wakanda thing, and everybody just started to like wear African clothing and things like that. That's amazing. And I love the story behind it. I know coming from an African like family, we're expected to follow like a steady plan, like a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. How did your family react to you wanting to start a business and go into media and things like that? And like, did you have an experience, and how did you handle that criticism if you went through that?
Well, funny enough, when I was going to undergrad, I went to undergrad as a nursing major, which was really a horrible decision since I do not like science whatsoever. But I was like, I love people enough, I can get through it. So I changed from a nursing major to like a public relations major because media and communications was more of my thing. So from there, they were like, okay, where is this going? And I promised them that I would go to law school. Then I graduated, and then I was like, I'm not about law school anymore. So we went through a period where they were like panicking, like, what is going on with this girl? What is she gonna be doing?
Yeah.
However, doing the fashion actually was one of the things they were like, okay, I started really small, so it wasn't too intimidating. And by the time they grew, I will always say when my dad looks at something and is like, all right, this is good, I was like, all right. And that was like at least 2 years down the road where he was finally like, this could be successful. So it took some time for them to buy in, but they were with me from the beginning.
So does your whole family wear like your clothing now for weddings and stuff like that? Do you help out with that? Like, how does that work?
So I do help out with that because now I have all my people and my sources. So I do help out people with that. And a lot of people who are not in my family see what my family wears and are always inspired. Like, how can you make that for me? So I'm also that person.
That's super dope. Is there anything else that you want to share about the brand Touch of Queen?
Yes. So Touch of a Queen, even though it is Nigerian inspired, we're going to be growing to do fashion from all over the continent. And Touch of a Queen is going to be growing to also present not just clothing, but art and home decor and things like that. We really want to bring African culture to every aspect of people's lives and kind of enjoy the same things that we did growing up. Just like everyone is enjoying our music and, all the dope things that we're bringing to the table, we hope that we'll also be able to bring those things as well, not just in 2020, but beyond.
Yeah, so like, what have you been doing like during the quarantine? Has it affected your business, like your creativity in a good way or a bad way?
Well, that's hard. It definitely affected it. Like, because when we started quarantine, I was like, oh, this is gonna end soon, and then it didn't end, and it still has.
Yeah, and we're still here.
So that adjustment of recognizing that, oh, this is a new way of life was something that I can honestly say as a creative, I'm just now catching up to in the last couple of weeks. This was also our 5th year. We wanted to do some really, really awesome events and meet people and go all over the country and touch people and have people touch our stuff. So we were not able to do that. So it's really being creative and doing things like virtual vibes and bringing people into the studio and bringing people into the brand story and bringing it to their homes instead of going out and doing events like we usually do.
Gotcha. Okay, we have some comments from the people. They say fabrics reminds me of Salone. Beautiful patterns.
Thank you.
Your studio right now?
Yes, I have taken over a part of my parents' home and turned it into my studio.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much, Mbosala, for taking us through your journey. You guys follow her at Touch of Queen on Instagram. You're truly an inspiration, especially as like an African girl. And speaking of inspiring, next up is an excerpt from an award-winning documentary, Aiti the Awakening, by Sage Love Productions.
This type of behavior isn't new to Haiti. It's been going on since the beginning of time when Columbus came to the island, the French, and Great Britain. All of them stealing resources, which gave the people no other choice but to rise up.
Where Haiti is placed in the middle of the Atlantic, for some reason, there's a certain energy. You know, I've heard this many times, Haiti is like a pressure point.
If the revolution was gonna start, it had to be in Haiti because at the time, Haiti was the sugar capital of the world.
Européens ont mis pied dans territoire ça, Haïti qui était occupé à ce moment-là par peuplade ça que nous appelons les Taïnos. Ils viennent les territoires ça Espagnol.
The colonizers came, like the days of the Caribs, Arawaks. Haiti was the main island within all the other, you know, Carib islands.
L'arrivée, c'est comme si l'arrivée en Haïti. Christophe Colomb dit, ah, c'est ça que t'as cherché.
Haiti made a lot of money for France. It made Napoleon very, very rich. Some of the wars that he funded came from Haiti's resources.
Haiti was the main place for sugar, although, you know, other islands, you know, had sugar as well, but Haiti produced the most sugar.
Européens, lui-même il dit, Indien trop faible. Ils pas capable de supporter l'esclavage ça. Ils vont chercher des Noirs en Afrique, puis ils viennent vendre comme esclaves en Amérique. Les esclaves viennent obligés travail de 6 h du matin jusqu'à 6 h du soir. Et parfois, on travaille jusqu'à 9 h du soir.
Pressure makes diamonds. And that's what Haitians are. You know, they're diamonds in the rough, literally.
Face à un régime de terreur, ça, esclaves ont choisi d'abandonner l'habitation, puis à réfugier dans les mondes. Et au fur et à mesure ça fait, marronnage en vient, il prend une forme.
A lot of the time people believe that the Black force was stupid and that they weren't smart enough, and they were shocked that Black people could be intelligent enough to come up with strategic military plans and to dupe and fool the white man, because how could the stupid Black man ever do that? Women have always played a huge part of Haitian life and Haitian history. Although you won't hear as many stories or in the history that's recounted, at least in Western society, you won't hear about women or their names as much as you hear about the men. In August, either 14th or 22nd of 1791, Boukman Douti and Cecile Fatima conducted a ceremony, and that is what most people regard as the start of the revolution.
Sage.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good, good.
Thank you so much for sharing that special piece. It was truly amazing, honestly.
Thank you. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
Yes, so like one special thing for me is the importance of women in the documentary, like the women in the Haitian community during the revolution. And oftentimes we see like women playing these major roles in these revolutionary moments, but we never hear about them in any books. We never hear about them in any documentaries. Why was it so important for you to like specifically highlight and showcase that?
Oh, because Haitian women are like, they play a big role within the Haitian community. They're really like the backbones. And I always knew that the Haitian Revolution was started by a woman, but it's not until I actually dived a little deeper to know like exactly, what she did for us. And to this day, you still see a resemblance of that. Like the backbone of any revolution is the woman. So like it was only right that the foundation of talking about the Haitian Revolution, I had to start with, the woman that started it all, but also kind of give a introduction to Haitian women in general and what they've accomplished and just the culture of the Haitian community.
Gotcha. So there's so much that we can learn from our ancestors and our history if we really take the time to do so, like you've obviously done. What is the most important thing that you have learned while doing the work and the research of the Haitian diaspora and Haitian history? Like, what have the ancestors taught you? And also, like, what have you just learned about yourself, your family, and all of that? Psychologically and everything.
That we're resilient, we've been through a lot. And even just going down there to shoot really tested my mind, my body, my spirit consistently. Normally when I do other films, it tests me either mentally or it tests me spiritually, but never like consistently I've been tested mind, body, and spirit when I was shooting this documentary. And I just learned our resiliency. I learned how powerful we are as a human being, and we was just fearless. The fearlessness is what took us to that next step, like not fearing death, because that was the only thing that was stopping us. The fear of death, the fear of the other side, the fear of the unknown. And when we elevated and kind of put ourselves aside and was like, we're going to do this for our children. We're going to do this for our grandchildren. We're going to do this for the next generation. I think that's when collectively we clicked and we just showed that fearlessness. And I'm glad we did, because I don't, if we didn't show that fearlessness, I think we would have been in slavery for another century or something, so.
Sure. So with all that being said, like I would love to know your thoughts on what's happening now in America, like anything that you might have learned there that you can bring to us here.
What's happening now in America is what's always been happening in America. This is not new. I'm at a point now where I'm just kind of tired because I've been, fighting the good fight for the better part of like 8 years. So I'm for right now, I'm honestly, I'm just sitting back and seeing what happens next and just continuing to do my part in my community like I've always been doing. But this time I'm not going on social media to make it known, because I've been making it known for 8 years now. So like I'm at a point now where I'm just here doing the work and just doing my part, because to be honest, I'm just kind of fed up with, I'm just kind of fed up with the idea that every time a story goes live or in the public or in the media, that's when we all want to, engage and do the work. And out of nowhere, people feel entitled to tell other people who's been doing the work when the cameras wasn't on how they should be doing the work. And it's like, it's a conflict. So for me, I've seen this before, and I just want to know how consistent we're going to be when everything settles down. I just want to know Are you guys still going to be rioting like this, protesting like this, talking like this?
So
You know what I mean? So
I pray that we do. Well, thank you so much. That was amazing. We're going to move on to the next one. Thank you.
thank you for having me.
Merci en pile, merci en And shout out to all the Haitians and Haitiennes around the world and in Haiti and in America. If you guys want to see the full documentary, go to haititheawakening.com to buy a weekly pass for only $9.99. Trust me, Haiti's story is worth it. Now I'm going to have to excuse myself because my mom back at home in Lebanon is having technical difficulties to go on the platform. So you know how it is, ain't too tech savvy. But while I do that, I want to present you an amazing artist. They write their own songs, they produce their own music, and they are so talented. Performing their latest hit and their original song, You're Welcome, Thank You. Everybody, please welcome this amazing artist, Cass.
Grazes my face, tear ducts Sahara after rain. Montage of the mountains I have climbed, scraped from my nail beds the darkness of my mind. So thank you for the challenge. I rose to tip my scales back into balance. You changed from my always to my seldom. For my undying love, you're welcome. You're welcome. If a cast can heal a broken bone, then words can heal a broken soul. Dive into the notebooks in my room to pour out all the kisses and perfumes. Oh, thank you for the challenge. I rose to tip my scales back into balance. You changed from my always to my seldom. For my undying love, you're welcome. You're welcome. When the dawn breaks and shadows scatter, I remember what you said. So I'll write it down on paper. So when you're gone, I won't forget. See you move like an enigma, but you're so easy to figure. And I'm so glad I flew first class out your mind. I drove past all the doubt now, and I'm floating. I don't know how, but I'm on one. I've been on one for a while. For a while. Oh, you better mind that gap in your mind. It's gonna be there for a while. I'ma keep doing my shit and see what happens in due time. scales back into balance. You change from my always to my seldom. For my undying love, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. Cool. Thank you all for being here and inviting me to this wonderful space. My name is Kos, and I'm a musician, filmmaker, singer-songwriter, student, organizer, bunch of titles. Lately, I've kind of been on the wavelength, especially with everything happening, so much death and collective trauma around. I've been thinking about what it means to be in community, A, and B, what it means to try and transmute the energy that we're feeling. So this next song is called Transmute, which is about exactly that, shifting energy. Swaying and no ground to stand upon. My foundation cracked and drifted from me, broken bonds. Had to swim beneath the surface. All my demons found my purpose. Listen close so I could hear a gentle whispers in my spirit. It said, take your time. It's all part of the grind, yeah. Amplify your shine. Have faith decide. When you feel it, move it, heal it, transmute it, transmute it, moving on my path, I feel the wanderlust, but the doubt is creeping in, the voices thunderous. I soar beyond the storm, my light will keep me warm when the pain is said and done. Share the joy with everyone. It said, take your time. It's all part of the grind. Amplify your shine. Have faith decide. When you feel it, move it, heal it, transmute it. So know I got him in a holy grail chariots, carry my set list, try to cut me down and you gon' fail. Better CC God on that death wish. See, I know I got him in a holy grail chariots, carry my set list, try to cut me down and you gon' fail. Better CC God on that death wish. See, you love me not now that I found my spot. I move how I want to now, can't touch me, I'm kissing clouds. You love me not now that I found my spot. I move how I want to now, can't touch me, I'm kissing clouds from down the block. Shawty looking like she down to rock with me, blowing up, devil on my shoulder trying to fuck with me. Ascension is my calling, I'm too dangerous to be stalling. Ain't no waiting on you to see me shining bright from floor to ceiling. It's a take your time and amplify your grind. Amplify your grind. Have faith, it'll all turn around if you feel it. Move it, heal it, yeah. all. Thank you all so much.
Wow, what an amazing performance, Cass. You are quite the lyricist. Major Lauryn Hill vibes. I really, really loved it. I just really, on that line of thankfulness, I want to be so thankful to the new school. And Cass actually just graduated from the new school. The beauty about our school is the environment that it creates for musicians like us. It breeds collaboration. Up next, we get to be in two places at once, Puerto Rico and the Bronx. Chef Santana and Chef Thomas will be serving us their culinary expertise next.
Oh my God, what a voice. Hey guys. I don't know if I'm on yet. All right. Hey guys. I'm here. I don't see anyone else.
I think I have to say something before I pop up.
What's up, Chef? How you doing?
What's up, Chef? I'm good. I'm here waiting. I'm waiting to rock and roll with you and get this vibe going.
All right. First off, I want to say the musicians have been fantastic. That doc looked dope. I'm not surprised. New York artists, it is, the new school, but you guys are really, really fantastic. And also sending everyone love. There's a lot of craziness going on. So I want to honor everyone that's been lost, everyone that's fighting. Man, I really appreciate them. I support them 100%. So let's eat some food. All right. So we are doing, as a matter of fact, I'm doing some steak over here today too, but I'm going to do like a basic grilled hanger steak. But we're going to I'm walking Chef through how to do Korean bulgogi, beef bulgogi. So if you know, that's basically marinated grilled steak. It's got a lot of umami and sweet and spicy, and it's a very, very easy marinade to make at home. So I want to walk him through it. We went over the ingredients a couple of days ago, and he already had about, 90% of the ingredients. He's a chef. But these are things that you can access very, very easily in your grocery store. So nothing here is anything that you need to go to some crazy specialty store for. So let's start. We have some sirloin steak. That is my preferred choice of steak or the meat when it comes to the bulgogi, because of the tenderness and it fills up is super nice. Brown sugar, a little bit of sugar for the sweet. Honey is always an option if you don't have brown sugar, white sugar too, but I prefer brown sugar. Again, honey works. We're going to get some soy sauce and some sesame oil. Those are two very standard condiments. I recommend keeping those in hand. Fried rice, things like that. Ginger and garlic, fresh ginger, fresh garlic. Got to have that. And also some white onion, yellow onion if you've got that.
Yes.
And some pear. We got a pear. Typically, it's done with Asian pear. Now, my best friend, she grew up in Korea. She is Korean, so she taught me her ways. And her grandma, her halmani, would grate Asian pear, Korean pear, and would put in some Sprite or 7-Up into the marinade because of the corn syrup and the lemon lime flavor. It gives it that sticky, and so that's kind of the trick.
Right.
So that's all. Also,
so I have that here. Here's the Sprite.
Perfect.
Now, I'm going to run through it really quickly. We have the piece of steak here. I'm going to slice it into pieces. So I'm going to do this on the spot quickly so people can see what we're doing. And then the yellow onion. I have a large onion here. How much of it do you want me to use?
How much meat do you have? About a pound there?
This is about a pound, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. You could do half an onion at minimum. You can even do a whole onion. Oh yeah, shout out to Medalla. Someone shout out Medalla in the comments. This is our national beer, and it's grilling day, so we got the Medalla on deck. Cold beer.
All right, so we got these strips.
Yep, they're cut. So remember to remind folks about cutting for the most tender meat. Cut when you're gonna make your bulgogi. It's important to cut it thin and cut it against the grain so that when you go to grill it up, it doesn't shrivel up. It helps it break down the fibers and makes it more tender. So you're slicing up the meat, right?
All right, so the meat is sliced. We're gonna do this onion now. we're using the processor to do everything, right? Now, they didn't have Asian pear because unfortunately, because of protests, the market that I go to, it was all swamped in the city in Union Square. But we have some D'Anjou pears. I figured that would be good. We got our ginger. So how much of this ginger you want me to put in there?
You know what? I'm pretty heavy on the aromatics. I would probably go about an inch piece of ginger.
Okay, you speaking my language right now.
You know, it really makes a big difference. You got to get that garlic and the ginger in there. It makes a big difference. So, if you
I mean,
don't have
honestly, I love garlic. I did about 6, 7 cloves here. I was thinking maybe 3 or 4.
Absolutely, 6, 7. I might even do 8, 9, 10 because if you're
All right,
grilling
so we're going in the processor. Boom. We got all of the garlic. I'm going to chop down the ginger a little into the processor. Whole pear.
Let's do about a half a pear.
Half a pear. All right, cool.
Yeah. Now, just a note to everyone back home, he's throwing all of the marinade ingredients into the processor. If you don't have a processor, you can use a box grater and grate all the ingredients kind of fine. It's by hand and take a lot of time, but
you use one of those.
There you go. Exactly, box grater. But food processors are days. I recommend having one on deck because they're very helpful.
Yeah, we have to make Zoom magic right now, so we can't, do all of that for you guys right now because you got to do Zoom magic. All right, I have my brown sugar here. I'm gonna throw that in there too.
Yeah, that element's really important because you get that caramelization a lot quicker on the. You basically flash cook this meat, so you want to develop a lot of caramelization without overcooking it, and the sugar super helps a lot actually. You
Here's
can
my soy.
Yep. I would say for a pound of that meat, I would say maybe start with a half a cup of soy sauce, a quarter cup or a half cup on your taste. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So I've got my ginger, my garlic, my brown sugar, my soy sauce, my pear. I still have my sesame oil here.
Yep. For the people that like heat at home, this is where you can add your crushed red pepper too. That's really nice.
Oh, I have something for you. So I have a spicy sesame oil.
Use it. Let's do it. Always spicy.
It's already infused with peppers.
Oh, speaking of infused, if you're into herbal infused things, you could work to infuse sesame oil too and make this like a lifted bulgogi dinner. FYI.
All right. I think we're good.
All right, so you're gonna puree that up and get into a nice smooth paste, nice and smooth.
We're gonna just let that go for about a minute. You're making me jealous. I'm feeling a little parched here. What?
Okay, so while you puree that in the bowl, go ahead and throw your meat in the bowl. And throw your meat in the bowl. And honestly, I also salt my meat, even if I am using soy sauce, just because I feel there's something about getting some salt on that meat. You don't have to go OD. You know what you're doing, chef. So just put a little salt and black. Sorry.
A little salt and pepper.
Fresh black pepper. Yep, and season that meat into a bowl.
Perfect.
And then once you toss it, it's time to put all the pureed vegetables, the aromatic, and all the condiments into the bowl and mix it really, really well by hand.
All right, so while that finishes, I'll throw some salt and pepper on here.
Yep. Oh, how sweet. Your mom is here. Hi, Mom. Because Miss Vina Brown says she's coming to get some when you're done. You hear me, Chef? I don't think you can hear me. You know what okay, your mom's here, Chef. She said hi to you and she's coming to get your food when it's over. So.
Hi, Mother. So
okay,
my grandfather is actually, her father is actually from Puerto Rico.
Get out of here. You're Puerto Rican too?
Holla.
What's up, familia? Hi, Miss Vima from Ponce. Beautiful. I was in Ponce in January. It's really interesting. It's not too safe. Once it's becoming quite like emptied out, you know, Puerto Rico all around is dealing with a lot of economic crisis.
All right, so we got our puree. We have our meat, salt, and peppered up.
Everything. Put it
Show you
in
guys
the
what this is
bowl.
looking, how this is looking. I'm holding my blade so it doesn't fall out into the bowl. And that's like plenty right there.
It'd be nice to get a glove on. If you don't have one, that's cool because I like to get my hand all in the bowl and really.
Oh, you know I am. I'm ready, girl.
Darling. So mix it up real nice.
Gotta massage it all in there.
Exactly. I like to recommend that people let this marinate for at least, 2 hours. But if not, 30 minutes. Give yourself 30 minutes and work with room temperature meat. It's important to work with room temperature meat. It penetrates, the marinade penetrates better and it cooks even. So that's another tip too. Clear your meat out before you start working with it. How's it looking? It's smelling really good over there, isn't it?
Oh man, my mouth is like,
yeah.
I could taste it. This is actually one of my most favorite dishes to make. But
Nice.
it's always great to I haven't done it in a while, and everybody does theirs a little bit different. So I'm excited to see how this comes out.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, don't forget to add in the 7-Up or the Sprite into your bowl just to add that sticky sweet.
I put some in the mix. Should I add a little more?
Oh no, you're good.
Okay.
Do you have some scallion or some green onion and sesame seeds for some garnish on the side?
Sure do.
Perfect. So that's what I recommend at home. Some nice jasmine rice. Get yourself maybe even a fried egg. I love a fried egg on some rice, and then some green onion and or scallion. Same
We're gonna
thing.
cover
Green
this.
onion and
Put it to the side.
sesame seeds. I really believe that if you use sesame oil, you should be using sesame seeds as well in the recipe, and vice versa. They go hand in hand.
All right, so we have some black sesame seeds, and we have some sriracha, and we have scallions, and I personally like a little lime, twist the lime squeezed over mine, so I have some lime also.
Yep. Perfect. That sounds really good.
So I'm gonna get a few scallions. So the pan is heating up, and then for Zoom Magic, we have magically this batch already marinated, waiting. It's been in there a couple hours, so it's ready.
Yes, Miss Dima, that is old school. It's a caballo, fried egg with the rice. I love that your mom is from Ponce. She knows.
Yeah, they know.
All right, so yeah, it's gonna be really simple. This beef cooks really quickly. As long as you have a really hot pan, cast iron is a really good idea here. Stainless steel if you don't got it, if you don't have it, excuse me. Get it really hot, then you add your oil, get your oil hot. Then not too much oil, chef. How much you gonna let them know to use? How much?
This is a pretty large cast iron skillet, but I still keep it to maybe like 2-3 tablespoons, just a little twist.
Yeah.
And just a little drizzle across the top. I can be heavy sometimes with like my olive oil and stuff like that, but it really depends on what I'm making. I'm very careful when I'm doing like meats and things like this, so I just keep my little thing there to help me drizzle to continue. My mom always tells me when I'm visiting, I use all her olive oil every visit.
You know what though? I go through, when I'm doing big catering events or whatever, I go through so much oil.
Man.
I think it really gives it a nice caramel. You have to get enough oil in there to caramelize whatever you're cooking. It's so important.
Right. All right, so I got my lime, I got my scallions, I have my sesame seeds.
All right, chef. I'm sorry. It looks like we're going past our time, but that's cool. We're almost there. So the grill's hot. I'm getting a heads up on our end. All right. Maybe, you know what? Maybe they'll allow if you fry up the meat, and the next intermission you can do a check-in and show us how the meat's looking.
Yeah, whatever works. Whatever works.
I'm not trying to throw a wrench in their schedule, but maybe a quick flash, like this is what we're working with. So
right. Let me know whatever works. Listen, I'm gonna make it regardless. I got my lettuce ready, so we can have our lettuce wraps. I'm gonna drizzle it with the sriracha. I'm gonna garnish it up with the sesame seeds and everything else. So y'all can come back. I mean, I can't guarantee it'll still be here.
I'm hearing we can keep going.
Okay.
People want to see the food, so we're with you, chef.
I was
want to see
going to say, but in the meantime, while we waiting for this to heat up, and I'll test it in a second with a drip of oil. Tell me a little bit, because this is like the first time we actually are speaking and everything. I would love to know more about what you're doing out there in Puerto Rico.
Well, before quarantine here in Puerto Rico, you know, I actually do spend a lot of my time, about half the year in New York. When I'm here, I've done some catering things for like mostly nonprofit organizations, a lot of them based out of New York. The last one I did was for Emergent Strategy, but that was like late last year. I also do have La Clínica de Comida, which I'm aiming to do it monthly. It's basically a people's free food program that is directly inspired by the Black Panthers and what they did in terms of offering free meals, acupuncture, some elements of alternative healing. So we'll have like massage, acupuncture, cupping. We try and have that element at each event, food, a DJ, and just like a party in neighborhoods that I live in, neighborhoods around me, and economically depressed neighborhoods one is. So yeah, that's on the nonprofit side, what I'm doing in Puerto Rico. Outside of that, I do a lot of private dinners, travel. I mostly travel and do those things, ticketed events and whatnot. So thank you for asking me about that. I'm assuming you're about to throw your meat on. Is the grill looking nice and ready for you?
I definitely want it to be a little hotter, I'll be honest. But we're drawing a lot of power with everything we have plugged in right now. And we have this burner. So it's heating up a little slower, but it's almost there. But yeah, no doubt. I was definitely curious about what's going on. And it sounds like the busy life of a chef, how we call it, chef's life. You know, we're doing a lot of things. People don't really realize how many things as a chef you can be involved in. You know, culinary spreads so far. And it's always a pleasure for me to meet someone who's, you know, like-minded and doing similar things with education and just working with nonprofits and giving back and things like that. And then, of course, being on the grind, catering, doing what we got to do to, you know, pay the bills and everything else.
Absolutely, Chef. It looks like they're gonna come back to us, so I'm gonna let them. They're gonna switch over to Penny. I think she's up next, so
cool.
We'll come back. I want to see what you made. I really want to get into that. So, all right. Thanks.
Well, shout out to Chef Thomas's mom, and thank you, Chef Thomas and Chef Santana, for that amazing demonstration. We're all super hungry now. Next up, we're gonna take it from the Bronx to Harlem. We have our New York native rapper, singer, and writer, Lucky. Lucky, are you here? We're gonna wait for Lucky for a second. And okay, guys, don't forget to comment in the Q&A section. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you comment, leave your handle, and the artist will reach out to you directly. Lucky?
Hey, what's up, Penny?
What's up? Okay, I have a question. So before we watch this video, we want to know, like, what's the concept behind 12, 17, 18?
For sure. Thanks for having me, chefs. Great job. So 12, 17, 18, it was kind of a different vibe from a lot of the other music that I put out. And it's, you know, the date itself is actually when I wrote the song, you know, back in, you know, December 2018. And when I put it out, it was just, you know, it was part of an EP. It was the last song on there. Like I said, it was different because a lot of my songs are romantic and, you know, really kind of like trippy and atmospheric. And this song was very like direct and almost demanding. It had way more rapping than all the other ones. So when I put out my EP, Good Luck, back last August, people were like really surprised about it. So, you know, I just kind of kept the ball rolling forward, and that's how, you know, it kind of got its own legs and became something on its own.
Okay, it seems like a new side to you for sure that people probably didn't know was even there.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll go ahead and introduce the video.
Yeah, guys, my name is Lucky. You can find me at Listen to Lucky on all socials. And this is my video for 12, 17, 18.
Six, 3 rooms, 4 roommates. Finding out half the people like our friends are two-faced. think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. All I wanna do is make some hits. Make sure my parents living well. Make a couple homies rich. Make a few things easy, then I complicate shit. Get a hold of my life, take off my gloves and lose my grip. That's how I lose my shit. I wanna make songs about the love of my life, but she's not even close, just when I fuck with for the night. Every day I'm older, think I'm running out of time. I might get signed after I blow my fucking mind. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. This my process. This God complex. I bought these shoes. I count my steps. Not black, not white. Too good, not hood. My whole fucking life. Misunderstood. This ain't the part with the hook. This the part where I swag. I don't play no games. I'm a super brother and I smash man. Realize me and where. Really ain't half bad. I spell my name. Exclamation, all caps. I think I'm better than you, and them in the corner. Had to talk to young Gemini. Said only keep good energy on ya. We need more people like you in the world. I swear to God, that meant the most. Y'all talk a lot on socials. They see no motherfucking Instagram posts, bitch. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. I think I'm better than you. Him, her, and them too.
That was really, really dope. I'll definitely be following you on Instagram at Listen to Lucky, and hopefully you follow me back. Next up, we have Eduardo Tio, and he will be serenading us with a beautiful performance of Yellow by Coldplay, and then one of his original works, Siempre Tendremos a París.
Look at the stars, look how they shine for you, and all the things you do. Yeah, they were all yellow. I came along, I wrote a song for you, and all the things you do. Yeah, it's called Yellow. My turn. Oh, what a thing to have done. And it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turn into something beautiful. You know I love you so. You know I love you so. swam across, I jumped across for you. Oh, what a thing to do, 'cause you were all yellow. I drew a line for you. Oh, what a thing to do, and it was all yellow. Your skin, oh yeah, your skin and bones turning to something beautiful. You know, for you I bleed myself dry. For you I bleed myself dry. It's true, look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look how they shine for you. Look at the stars. Look how they shine for you. And all the things that you do. La encontré donde menos la esperaba, bella y sin igual, tenía el mismo encanto sobre mí. Aquel fuego antiguo en el pecho ardiendo lento, nunca se apagó, querubines empezaron a salir. Mírala cómo se va. Duele verla caminar. Que un beso sea solo un beso y un suspiro, solo eso. Siempre tendremos a París. No sé lo que pasaba por su mente, no dijo nada, en su rostro el rastro de un adiós. Nos miramos como niños, niños inocentes, y de repente la distancia fue la levadura del corazón. Mírala cómo se va. Duele verla caminar. Que un beso sea solo un beso y un suspiro, solo eso. Siempre tendremos a París.
Well, muchas gracias, Eduardo. Muchas gracias. That was beautiful. So I don't know about y'all, but I got really hungry, so I'm just chilling, eating my pineapples here. I'm on my second drink, listening to this music. It's getting really hot in here. I'm enjoying the vibe. All of this is making me feel like I want like my quarantine booze. So my application is still open. If all of y'all are looking for that like Arab Creole loving. Okay, we went off topic. All right, next. I have the honor of presenting this artist because as a fellow Middle Eastern Haitian myself, looking at his work is just simply amazing of how two cultures are being brought up together. Everybody please welcome Fremwen Stephen Baboun, a Syrian Haitian artist showing his work through his length, through textiles and fabrics. Take it away.
Haïtien, les trois haïtiens, les trois haïtiens, les trois... Bon Dieu, sous toi haïtien, ou pas aimer ma sissi. Ou pas même. Bon Dieu, sous toi haïtien, ou pas accepter. Mais sous t'es américain, pas sous t'es canadien, sous t'es européen, ou t'as pris même.
On arrive en Cap-Vert, Panama m'tombé, Panama m'tombé, Panama m'tombé, ça qui est en Marseille, moi Marseille, Panama non.
Moi c'est haïtien, 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 moi c'est haïtien. Ou soit miséricorde ou ka gadel, ou soit pas gadel. Live together. Touched. Do you understand? Happiness and sadness cannot be experienced at the same time. Love and fear.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. Flamwe, thank you. It's really nice to be here. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephen Baboon. I'm a current third-year MFA at Parsons School of Design, working towards my photography degree. I'm a queer Haitian Syrian artist, and I work primarily in performance art, as you saw, video, photography, and installation. I'm going to give a quick statement about my work that encapsulates the video you just saw. So I work in collaboration with 3 marginalized and unrepresented communities in Haiti, where I'm from. I work with the queer Haitian community. I work with the multicultural community, most specifically the Arab Haitian community, and then religion like Catholicism and Voodoo and Islam. So I'm gonna give a little quick story about my grandma, the woman in the middle image right there, because she's the driving force for, you know, why I work with my personal experiences and my identity. My grandma immigrated from Syria to Haiti in the 1950s. She grew up in a very poor family in a very poor village called Melki. They barely had 200 people living there. So my grandma was like, you know, had this nomadic soul, and she set out to make something of herself. So she left with my grandpa. They docked in Brazil and they stayed a week, and they left and they docked in New York 3 days, and then they left, and they finally docked in Port-au-Prince, where they never left. My grandma had 5 children, all Haitian. And I remember as a kid living with my grandma in her basement. I used to watch her sew, and she would sew these couch coverings and eclectic, colorful pillow coverings. And every month or so, she would transform her living room with these wild, crazy patterns. And I always got excited as a kid. And while my grandma was sewing these things, these coverings, she would sing and she would tell stories of her childhood and her journey across the world, regardless if she had an audience or not. And so she used to tell me when she spoke about her experiences were weaved into what she was sewing. So I found that so special, and that carried out to my artistic practice. As you see, a lot of textile work. And yeah, so I aim on using textile in homage to my grandma as I transform people through textile and transform space. And I do believe that my personal narrative and all our personal narratives, once they're elevated and celebrated and understood, strengthens the collective, strengthens the community. And so, yeah. So even during quarantine, I'm finding comfort in these textiles. As you can see on the image on the left and on the right, you know, I'm in my apartment, I'm transforming my space through these textiles, and I find comfort in that. And it's an homage to my grandma always. The piece you see is 15 yards of fabric hanging off a financial building, a financial district building. It was a public installation I did in March. And the middle one is the Pandemic Archive. A couple friends of mine started that platform, and we're sharing art from artists around the world as they respond to the COVID-19 as artists. So it's open for submission. If you would like to submit, all platforms are welcome, all art forms are welcome. And if you want to know more about my work and my journey, you can follow me at Stephen Baboon on Instagram or check out my website. Thank you so much, y'all. Appreciate the time and platform to talk.
Thanks, Stephen.
Annie, appreciate it.
Shout out to Grandma, and much love and respect to her for sure, for like inspiring you so much. That's so beautiful. We see that like your work, of course, is heavily influenced by your birthplace, Haiti, and the media tends to show Haiti in a negative light. What do you want people to know about where you're from, and how does your art get that message across?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was a kid, all I've seen about Haiti in the media is poverty-stricken, just very negative things about Haiti in the media. I never grew up seeing something positive or beautiful in TV and entertainment and even in news. So what I aim to do about my work is I want to show that Haiti is driven by diverse spirituality, diverse dynamic sexuality. We're all diverse, and we're all like, this is a country that is such a hallmark in history and culture. It's such a meeting place for all these cultures. So I want to show the world that Haiti is not what you see in the media. It's way, way, way more than that. So hopefully people can see that in my work and in my messages.
Mm-hmm. So as a photographer who's influenced by so many different factors, and I think you kind of mentioned this before about how the quarantine is like inspiring you and influencing your art. Like, can you speak more to that and give advice to some people who literally can't even create in this moment?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really hard to create in this climate. But again, it's a weird thing because it fuels you. I mean, I have confinement and I have all these fabrics and I have my camera and I have a space. I'm creating not because I want to make a body of work that is good, but I'm creating to heal myself, and to figure out ways to, come to terms with our state.
Yeah.
State with everything happening. So I mean, I would encourage artists, honestly, if it's a word you write down a day, if it's an image you take with your iPhone, just if that helps you heal and helps you come to terms with things, just do it. There's no right or wrong way of doing it right now. We're all figuring it out.
Do you have like any like routine, or how are you? Or is it like one day you're up, one day you're down? Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a roller coaster. Some days I wake up super creative. Some days I'm like, I can't even write anything, So it's a matter of just feeling out the creativity. Honestly, this is a good time to just explore your creativity and also not create. If you can't create, it's okay not to create. But
the fact that we even have like just the space and time, it's like a little bit like that because we don't ever have this much time to do anything. So
exactly it. That's exactly it. Perfectly said.
You identify as Arab Haitian, right? Most people assume that Haitians are Black. So I just want to know about like how you represent yourself and how you walk in your everyday life here in America and everywhere. And like what difference?
Yeah. Yeah. First of all, I'm so lucky and thankful, and I mean, just it's such amazing that I come from a Black country, but I'm not Black. I connect with the history and the culture, and I'm proud of my Haitian history and my Haitian ancestors and what they've done for our country. But it's interesting. I just want to show, honestly, that we come in all shapes and sizes. I mean, the Caribbean itself is a meeting place for culture, and throughout history. So Haiti is a very diverse place in terms of people. And I'm just a Haitian Arab, and I'm just wearing that as a kind of a badge and as a
Yes.
different face.
So thank you so much for sharing all of that. Thank you. Have a good day. Have a good weekend and everything. Bye.
Thank you so much. Peace.
Bye. Okay, our next visual artist is Emmy Ramirez. She's a Cuban Colombian writer and director who specializes in Latinx futurism and horror stories.
Hi.
Hey, Emmy.
You guys hear me? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, I feel really lucky and honored to be part of this wonderful group of talented artists. So a little bit about me. I'm a writer by trade. I went to the New School along with a lot of the beautiful people here today. And I actually graduated in December. So I was looking around for projects to direct, and that's when I met the Italian artist Sadie Massey, who is a classically trained singer, but he also has like this art pop experimental project on the side. And he told me about his single Painkillers and how he wanted to highlight, one of the many problems in America today, which is the drug crisis, how people are becoming more and more addicted to painkillers and things like that, and when I heard that, I thought, because drug dependency is oftentimes a way to cope with just the reality of what we're seeing now, the reality of late stage capitalism, you know, I imagine creating something guided by desire and excess and that feeling of wanting something really badly, you know, almost like an Alice in Wonderland down the rabbit hole type exploration that is kind of creepy, but also gives you a sense that maybe there's hope, maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and that you can overcome whatever life happens to throw at you. In this case, in the video, it's addiction. But you can read all of that into the video, or you can also see it as a metaphor for gentrification, you know, but I'll leave that up to you. So anyway, without further ado, here is the Sadie Massey video, Painkillers. Enjoy.
Hey, honey, wake up. Oh boy, my boy. Mommy's here. Mommy's here. Wake up. Wake up, gorgeous. Wake up, come on. Wake up.
to live.
Amy, your vision for this piece was truly beautiful. Your unique voice is one we need to hear more of. Other voices we want to hear more of are queer narratives. FCK, Friends Can't Kiss, does exactly that. So here's a sneak peek of the upcoming web series.
Are you done blowing up balloons?
Yeah, I did like 5.
Okay, so maybe like 5 more and then you can help me start on food?
Okay, why don't you just go get a veggie plate?
It's not a veggie plate. It's crudité.
Isn't this your surprise party?
No one actually wants a surprise party. You come home from a long day, your house full of loved ones, all of them wanting to talk to you. It sounds exhausting. Mental prep is required. Although, there will be a surprise cake and photo op. It's in the fridge.
I guess Julie didn't go into details.
Does she seem mad at me?
Why would she be mad?
No reason. I need to ask you a favor.
Other than help you with your surprise party?
I have a new friend coming to the party, and I really want them to get along with Julia.
Why? Who is this person?
Nobody, really. I just think it's important for Julia to meet new people, and I think that they would really get along.
Okay, so how do you know this friend?
School friends, you know? Anyway, it would mean a lot to me if they clicked. How long is it gonna take you to finish the balloons?
Not too long.
Where's Matthew?
What?
He's back, right? You've been attached at the hip since he got back in the city.
Yeah. Hey, do you mind if I bring a date tonight?
Matthew's already invited.
Okay, we have Conlon, writer and actor. Are you here?
Hi, hello,
Hey.
everyone.
Hello, we have Sarah, the director of FCK. Are you here?
Hi.
What's up, guys? Okay, so FCK isn't just about sex. It's much deeper than that. It's about navigating intimate relationships. And most people in the queer community don't learn how to do that. They haven't seen on TV, in magazines, in books, like anywhere, movies, nowhere. So I want to know why that issue was so important to you guys and what can people learn from the series?
Sure. I think it was really important for us doing a show where the whole premise is about two best friends who sleep together and where they go from there. I think we really wanted to put our best foot forward in terms of talking about how the dialogue on queerness has shifted really dramatically in the past 20 or so years, especially in terms of coming more to the forefront in sort of popular culture. Because we do live in like a deeply interconnected internet culture these days, which can often have a lot of misinformation, and a lot of that is based on heteronormative culture and things like that. So it's really confusing to know what sort of like a successful life as a queer person can be in terms of your interpersonal relationships or your family or the people that you surround yourself with. And I think for me in writing the show, there was a big desire to add to the conversation in a way that didn't necessarily sensationalize the queerness or the sex of it all, and sort of just being quite honest about how working without sort of the heteronormative roadmap, for lack of a better word, can really it can really enhance a very not messy, but sort of deeper and fuller and more nuanced understanding of yourself and the people you surround yourself with.
Sarah, as a director, what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. It was really important to us to explore found family and connection by choice, which of course is a universal truth, right? The search for your community and your loved ones. But we are focusing on queer stories in this web series, queer love stories, queer friendship stories. There's going to be a lot of different types of relationships that we are looking at. And it was really important to us to approach that with sensitivity, humor, and just love, honestly.
I think you guys really did, for sure. So you guys talk a lot about human connection and the importance of that. I know like in New York City, it's kind of hard to find your family and community, especially if you're a transplant coming from wherever. What has it been like your experience with finding community and family? Do you have any advice to anyone in the queer community who is struggling to find family and a community?
I would say, especially in New York, don't be afraid to have that, like, if you don't want to, I feel like there's a culture in New York specifically of everyone's meeting in the middle somewhere. Like you don't have to necessarily go to a bar or a queer space to be with your friends. You can truly like go to your friends' homes and like make a home in your own space. I think because I know as New Yorkers, we're all stuck in our homes and we're just suddenly aware of how small our spaces are. But I think spending time with each other and making a home with each other is really important, especially when you're far away from home or when you're not necessarily close with your family or you're disconnected from your family or your biological family in a sense, to build this actual physical spaces together.
Yeah, I feel really lucky that my found family, my friends have mostly come since I moved to New York City from a place of making art together. I mean, how lucky is that? On this point, I just focus on who do I want to be in a room with? Who do I want to be spending time with and creating art with? Because, you know, it's a time-consuming process, and it's really about making sure that you're with people that you respect and jive with. And honestly, I feel so blessed that Friends Can't Kiss especially is a labor of a whole bunch of friends getting together and donating huge amounts of time and energy. And we made this thing together, which is honestly one of the coolest things about it for me.
How have you guys been communicating with your friends and your family during this quarantine shelter in place?
It's been tough. Actually, fun fact, we have a script for episode 2. We're almost done editing the pilot. And by we, I mean me. I'm almost done editing the pilot. But we have episode 2 all written and beautiful, but we don't know when we're going to be able to shoot it, you know? So we brought the whole cast together, and they're all over the world at this point. They're in Puerto Rico, they're all over the country, and we did a virtual read through. And it was just a wonderful moment for us all to come together and feel like we were still creating art together, even though we are so far away from each other physically.
I mean, I'll second that. It's truly been, you know, I think the first month, I think every time something sort of nationally traumatic has happened it feels like month after month, but you know, that first month of quarantine, it was sort of paralyzing in terms of creating and communicating. And I think we all clung to those people that we needed to work with and talk to about art and be like, listen, like I can't pick up a book right now, but like, do you want to talk about like a movie that you just saw? Like, what are you watching? What are you doing? Like keeping the dialogue going and sharing art with one another. And I'm very with Sarah, like anything I've been able to do with friends, especially my new school community, has been so fulfilling. It's been the only thing that's made me not just give up and try to leave the country.
So is there anything else you guys want to share? I know I saw like, I don't know if it was a Kickstarter or anything like that to like raise money or anything for the web series. You guys can definitely talk about that as well.
Sure. If you want to support Friends Can't Kiss, you can find us on Instagram and Facebook at Friends Can't Kiss. Our fundraiser website is up to view, but it was sort of like a one-time only fundraiser for the first few episodes. So if you feel inclined to contribute, you can also PayPal us at friendscan'tkiss@gmail.com as well. But definitely check out our Instagram. That's for all of our sneak peeks, trailers, everything. What you saw was an exclusive, sort of like in the middle of the episode sneak peek that not even our subscribers have seen. So if you want to see more of our like ready-made promotional materials, there's plenty on the Instagram, and hopefully more to come in the next few months.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
Of course. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Wow, amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, you guys. Don't forget to follow Friends Can't Kiss on Instagram. Sarah and Conlon, the narratives and stories about friendships and intimacy within queer relationships is something that is very important, and it needs to be represented in the media nowadays. So much love for that. Now, I don't know about kissing, but I know that I'm ready to hug all of my friends once we are out of this confinement. Our next performer is someone who is also dear to my heart, someone from the motherland of Lebanon, and she is here to show you who the real queens of soul are. Give it up for my fellow Lebanese Habibti, Cheyenne Sim'an, singing a medley of Higher Love by Miss Whitney Houston, Ain't Nobody by Shaka Khan, and I Will Survive by the wonderful Gloria Gaynor.
Think about it, there must be higher love down in the heart of hidden in the stars above. Without it, life is wasted time. Look inside of your heart and I look inside of mine. Things look so bad everywhere. In this whole world, what is fair? We walk the line and try to see, falling high. What could be? Oh, bring me to higher love. Bring me to higher love. Oh, bring me to higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep thinking of. Oh, bring me higher love. Bring me higher. Bring me higher love. Where's that higher love? I keep thinking of. Bring me to higher. Bring me to higher. Bring me to higher love. Bring me to higher captured effortlessly, that's the way it was. Happened so naturally, I did not know it was love. The next thing I felt was you holding me close. What was I gonna do? I let myself go, and I was flying through the stars. Oh, this life will last forever. Oh, 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 ain't nobody loves me better. Makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. and I grew strong. And I learned how to get along and show your back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look on your face. I should have changed that stupid mind. I should have made you leave the key. And if I know for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Go now, go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now. 'Cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurry with goodbye? Did you think I would know? Did you think I'd lay on the night? Oh, no, not I. I will survive. Always long as I know how to move on, stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my life to live. I will survive. I will survive. Where's that higher love? Are you thinking of? Oh, ain't nobody loves you better. Oh, I will survive. Ain't nobody loves me better than you. I will survive. Bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Oh, bring me a higher love. Bring me a higher love. Thank you.
Thank you, Cheyenne and Martin.
Thank you.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Cheyenne, you look amazing. That's all I said. Okay, next up, we're gonna have Chef Thomas show us the end result of their whole demonstration. Chef Thomas, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you. All right, let's.
Okay, perfect. All right, so the final product. Now, it was done right after.
Yeah.
And I had to stand here and stare at this.
Without eating it.
Without eating it. So hold on, let's see how we can do this without toppling it over. So this is the final product. Where's the camera? Oh, there's the camera.
Here,
So we got the steak, the lettuce up. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't even know where the camera is on this device.
See the drizzle? What's that? The drizzle?
So I like spice, so I threw some sriracha on there.
Mhm.
And is this the camera over here? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we got sriracha. We have the scallions, the black sesame seeds, the lime. I didn't squeeze the lime on there yet, but because I was like really, and I guess I can do this. Like we were really hungry. Well, not we. I'm saying we. Like there's multiple people here. So now this is probably a little better.
Yeah, that looks good.
Angling it down. So that's the final product. And it was basically a lettuce wrap with the marinated steak. But I couldn't wait for you guys, and I went ahead and like grilled up like another piece of steak and threw lime and stuff on it. And I've been snacking on it while I was waiting for y'all, because I was just like starting to get shaky, and then I needed to have some food so I could have a Modelo in the meantime, you know. So that's the final product.
You have any like cooking tips or secrets that are just like your go-tos that like maybe your mom or your dad taught you, like that you could share?
That's a good question, but that's a very large question,
Mhm.
because there's so many different things that you could say about cooking that could be like a tip or something like that. The most I could say, like the biggest piece of advice I can give anybody in the kitchen is don't be afraid to try something.
Okay.
I have so many people who are like, I can't cook. and I'm gonna mess it up, or I've never made this, and they're just too afraid to try to do something, my best advice I can give, the best tip I can give is don't be afraid to try something. I've tried so many different things and failed miserably, and that's why I can make.
Eat it with you when you failed?
You know what? I don't even tell somebody that I even made something when I failed. I just tuck it away somewhere.
You just keep that to yourself. Okay.
Yeah. I just keep it to myself. But that's how you get better. So my biggest tip, just try it. Try things.
Awesome. So my whole thing, well, my personal thing with cooking is like, I'm so scared of cutting because I always see like chefs just like cutting it real fast and real defined. I'm just like, what's like the secret to cutting? Should I watch a YouTube video? How do I learn how to cut? Because I'm too grown to not know how to.
So I have many people who ask the same question and say the same thing about cutting. So sharp knife is key. If your knife is not sharp, it's not safe. So you want to have a very sharp knife. The other key to cutting is just not being afraid. People use like little tiny knives and they're trying to hack up like large things in the kitchen because they like, I don't know how to cut. But you really need to have a bigger, sharp knife. And then don't be afraid for the knife to like touch your hand. So you always want to have your fingers tucked back like this. And the knife kind of touching your hand like a guide. Because if the knife is here and your fingers are tucked back, then when you're cutting, your fingers are basically safe. It's when you have distance and you're holding your food like this, you have to be worried. So close proximity, sharp knife, that's the first step. And then just practice.
Awesome. So for those who weren't here before, can you like go through the dish again and anything else you want to share about Choose, Santana, your brand, you can go ahead and do that.
First, I want to give a big shout out to Chef Santana for just coming on for us to vibe together and make this dish. Like I said earlier, it's one of my favorite dishes to eat. I haven't made it in a while, and it was nice to make it this way. I've never made it this way. But just to go through it, Santana, her recipe was to use Sprite for the sugar and the lime, and that helps tenderize the meat and give you a little caramelization. So you got the Sprite, soy sauce for the salt, sesame oil, you have your oil element, and then there was ginger and garlic for the aromatics, a lot of flavor there. We used onion and we used pear for some sweetness and a nice little hint of another flavor. And then we also seasoned the meat with salt and pepper. And we used a sirloin steak, but you can use flank or skirt steak or something like that as well. I think that's it. And we just used it to make a lettuce wrap. So we just pulsed it all in the processor, but you can also grate the pear and chop up the onion and garlic, but this definitely is a lot faster and easier.
Awesome. Which feel to cook, like period, your go-to, if you have one.
Honestly, I'm a big vegetable person, so I just do a lot of grilled and sauteed veggies, and especially stir fries. So I eat a ton of stir fried vegetables like every day. Yeah. That's my go-to. Like my go-to to make is all different types of stir fried vegetables. Mm-hmm. One day, broccoli is the prominent vegetable along with all kinds of other stuff. I mean, I do a little gardening at home, so I'm throwing anything I'm growing in there, from kale to collards and all kinds of stuff. So that's my go-to.
Your own like produce and stuff like that, like do you have any advice or even just the reason why people should do it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, not to get really too deep right now while we only have a minute, but if you can look into our history, we come from farming, we come from working our land and feeding ourselves, and that's the biggest part of sustaining yourselves, of sustainability, is being able to grow your own food on your own land. So I got into it because, I have a little piece of property here in the Bronx. And one of the main things I like to do is be able to feed myself and be independent. And I think that's the most important thing, is to give yourself some independence, feed yourself healthier, because if you're growing it, you know where it's coming from, you know what's in it. Mm-hmm. So those are the small things, but I encourage everyone to look really deep back into the history of where we come from as far as farming and gardening and things like that. It's a real big part of our history, and I learned so much over the course of these last several years just doing urban gardening in my school programs and things like that.
Cool. And if somebody can't grow their own things, like what's the best place to go? Like is it Trader Joe's? Is it Whole Foods? Is it corner? Like
honestly, I go all around. Like I visit a lot of vegetable stands and things like that, but I do go to Citarella. I do go to Chelsea Market and Italy and places like that. But you can find good stuff everywhere. You just got to shop around.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chef Thomas. Thanks for the good look at food.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lynette Eloise, and I am the co-creator of #VirtualVibes and founder of Muse Methods. I would like to thank all of you for tuning in this Saturday or Sunday, depending on your time zone. I couldn't have imagined that so many of you would have been viewing this event. I would like to start off by thanking our hosts, Jad, Penny, and Amanda. You guys did such a wonderful job today. Also, I would like to thank the production team, Jonathan, Shivantul, and Chantel. You guys did an amazing job behind the scenes, and we could not have done this without you. Special thank you to Nada Martinez of the New School. You really did a great job of bringing your students together so that they can do something productive during these trying COVID-19 times. This project is partially yours. Also, I would like to thank our sponsor, Puras House. Puras House is a nonprofit organization committed to bringing art, media, and business literacy to inner city youth. Thus far, they have programs running in New York City and are looking forward to expanding nationally. Again, everyone, this has been a Muse Methods production, and I thank you so much for tuning in. Till next time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amanda Baris, and I'm joined by my very good friend, Nico Slater. We are going to play 2 songs. The first one is our original tune, I Loved You, available everywhere. And our second is a gospel song, Total Praise, made famous by Richard. Memories mar my mind, our love left me blind, unsure of my path in the wake of your aftermath of good times and all the late nights, every minute I loved you. Of good times and all the late nights, every minute I loved you. Thank you.
Amanda, oh my God, give it up to Amanda, everyone. Thank you so much. Wow, we all
Thank you.
needed that. We all need it. We all needed that. Nico, you are the man. You are the man. You're the maestro. That was amazing. You guys make an amazing duo. We all needed that soulful, liquid gold performance, Amanda, to uplift all of our spirits during these hard times that we're going through. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in our debut digital film and music festival, #Virtual Vibes. Thank you, Lynette, Jonathan, Chantel, Rachel, Shivantul. Thank you, Nada. Thank you, Penny, our wonderful moderator. You have been amazing. You are a ray of sunshine to everyone. You bring a smile on everyone's face. I am so glad to have worked with every single one of you. This has been a Pura's House and Muse Methods production. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. I am your host, Jad Evangelo Nasser. Stay strong. Stay safe. #Black Lives Matter. And now, to end this wonderful evening, I'm going to leave you with a #after party vibe with DJ Arabia. Enjoy, everyone.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. All right. All right. If you came to party with me, Virtual Vibes on a Saturday, let's hear it. Let's hear it on the top. Okay. Let's go with this. All I do is win, win, win.